After him, our Rotary International President, Germ. What a fantastic evening. What a great way for Barry to celebrate this year. And he still has a few more days to get those members and to finish those projects, even though you've done so many already. But it's the continuity that makes the difference. It's not a one-year program. Rotary has to build upon itself. And for 111 years, we've been building upon ourselves. We started with a very small group. We started with individuals that were lonely and decided they wanted to get together for lunch. We're still eating that same chicken. It's the only thing that's got a perfect attendance for 111 years in a row. It's chicken. And it was nice not to have chicken tonight, so we had it at lunch. So I think that we all have to understand that things have changed. But one of the things I think that has not changed is what is Rotary? And we had a definition a few minutes ago when we had the gift. What was Rotary? And everyone in this room has their own definition of what Rotary is. If I were to ask you whether or not Rotary was a service organization, several of you would raise your hands. If I were to ask you, was Rotary a civic organization, several people would raise their hands. So let me tell you what I think Rotary is. And you heard a few minutes ago from the district governor that talked about all the projects that you've done. I think he said that there were 75 projects that have been completed so far this year. Why did you do those? You did them because Rotary is in the people business. Think about it. Think about why you do projects, whether they're in your community or whether they're around the world. And think about why Rotary has 6 areas of focus of things that we are thinking about, things that we are doing. It's because Rotary, in my opinion, is in the people business. So let's take just a moment and let's think about the word people. This year, you did 75 projects within your local communities. So you ought to be proud of that. Bob Barth once said, the past president of Rotary International said, the wearer of this pin says, I am reliable, I am trustworthy, I am dependable, and I give more than I take. That's why you're Rotarians. That's why the spouses are here to support you. Because they know what you are doing to improve humanity. When I was asked back in October 2014, one of the first questions they asked you after you're confirmed as the president nominee is, what is your theme going to be? And I thought real quick, I'd actually been thinking about it since August. But I said, why do is it that Rotary does? Rotary is an organization. Rotary serves people. People is humanity. So, Rotary serving humanity. And that's what we're here for. And we should be proud of the work that we've done. We should be proud of the work that you've done overseas and all the different projects that you've done there. Be proud of the fact that Bill has put together a cruise that is not just going to be fun, but is an opportunity to participate in projects in other countries. Be proud of the fact that we're going to celebrate 100 years of Rotary Foundation in Atlanta. But you know one of the things we're going to do there? We're going to build a house for humanity right in the city of Atlanta. Can you imagine all the flags of the Rotary clubs around the world on top of a house that we build right in the city of Atlanta that will then be disassembled and taken and given to a family? That's Rotary serving humanity. And we should be proud of it. We also should be proud of the fact that the reason we do this is the E for empathy. The concern for our fellow human being. That's whether you're giving out dictionaries, whether you're working with the Imagination Library and able to provide a book a month for a child for $25 a year from birth to age of 5. That's whether or not you're creating Rotaract clubs or Interact clubs. That's whether or not any project you're doing it because you want people in your community and around the world to be better off than they currently are. Yes, Rotary is a gift to the world, but it's because we are concerned for our fellow human beings. O stands for opportunity. If I asked you tonight, I may just do this. There is no one in this room that is a Rotarian that someone didn't come to them and say, I would like for you to go to lunch or to breakfast or dinner with me. And I would like for you to enjoy this meal, but just to hear, to see what we do as an organization. Then they may very well have given you what you may have thought at the time was a small opportunity. But it was probably the opportunity of a lifetime. And that was the opportunity when they reached out their hand and said, I would like for you to become a Rotarian. You're an individual with high ethical and moral standards. You're a business leader. You're a community leader. You're someone that I think that God gave some talents to that can help us make our community a better and stronger place for us to live, to work, and to play in. Yes, you accepted that invitation. Now, if I were to ask you who the president of Rotary International was, when that person asked you to be a Rotarian, you would probably lie like a little bit, or say, I don't remember. If I were to ask you who the district governor was, you would probably say, I don't know and don't care. If I were to ask you who the president-elect of Rotary was, you sure wouldn't know who that was. But if I were to ask you who was the person that invited you to become a Rotarian, I will guarantee you that every Rotarian in this room would be able to tell me the name of that individual. Because that person gave you the opportunity of a lifetime. You didn't know it at the time. You just thought you were going to have fun and fellowship, but look what you've done since you became a Rotarian. How many lives have you touched? How many people have you improved? But have you fulfilled the oath or obligation? You know that there's only 25% of the Rotarians in the world that have ever asked someone else to become a Rotarian. We say in Rotary, we do not have enough diversity. We don't have enough young people. We don't have enough ethnic diversity. We don't have enough women. You know whose fault it is? Kind of like, how many of you remember the cartoon called Pogo? Remember Pogo? Raise your hand. Everybody remember Pogo? Well, most of us old enough to remember that. What was it that Pogo said? One day he looked up and he was standing in front of a mirror and he said, "We have met the enemy and it is us." So when we say we don't have enough Rotarians, we don't have enough diversity, it's our fault. I'm glad that Bill is talking about growing in Rotary. We need to expand our base. But you know, I don't care if we have 1.2 million, 1.3 million, or 2 million. I care about having more willing hands, more caring hearts, and more inquisitive minds to think about what we need to be doing in Rotary. There are people in each of our communities that cannot read the instructions on the medicine bottle of the medicine that they're having to take. We can do something about that. But we need more people to do that. We need those caring hearts, those inquisitive minds. So in 1985, Rotary celebrated the fact that it raised $247 million. And it wasn't until after Rotary had the money, the World Health Organization, the Center for Disease Control, and UNICEF said, maybe that crazy bunch of people have got a great idea. It is something that can be done. They joined us. We didn't ask them. They came to us. Because they know that Rotary's in the people business, and when Rotary says they're going to do something, they will do it. 125 countries. Over 1,000 cases a day. And you heard a few minutes ago, yes, we're on the verge. We are, in fact, just that close. Pakistan, 11 cases. Afghanistan, 6 cases. No cases in Nigeria or anywhere in Africa since August the 11th. Coming this August 11th, it'll be 2 years. For 1 more year, that continent will be declared polio-free. Only because of you. You're the ones that did it. You're the ones that got Bill Gates to say, nobody wants to disappoint Rotary. You're the ones that got Bill Gates to send a check or a wire transfer for $100 million in November of 2007 to the Rotary Foundation with 2 stipulations. Number 1, you spend that money to eradicate polio by December 31st of 2008. And number 2, you raise $100 million by June the 30th of 2010. Confidence, trust. We didn't have a campaign chairman. All we had was the desire to serve people and a promise that we made. And everyone knows that when a Rotarian makes a promise, they keep their word. We were about halfway through that campaign, and I didn't become campaign chairman until 2008. Somebody said, "Why did you do that?" I said, "Somebody asked me." So, be careful what you ask for. We were about halfway through, and he said, "I'll give you $255 more million if you agree to raise $100 more million." So we did. You heard the story. We raised $228.7. And we now have a 5-year agreement with Bill. And that is that if we do $35 million, then he gives us $70 million. And we have a 5-year agreement. Because you see, we do believe, WHO, CDC, UNICEF, our partners, that we will in fact have the last case this year, and that no one will ever be crippled or die from that dread disease. We couldn't do that without you. You've been a tremendous supporter of that program. But it's perseverance that has made us where we are today. L stands for leadership. We're all community leaders. We're all leaders in our churches, our synagogues, our parishes. We're all leaders in business. But are we the true leaders of the youth of today? You started 16 Interact clubs this year. You started a community Rotary club. You did a RIMA program. But isn't there so much more that we can be doing? Shouldn't we be the ones that are role models for the youth of today? They are our future. They will be our leaders in the future. Why not help them become the strongest community citizens that they can? Why not get more youth involved in our organization? Why not have more interactive, more road actors? Why don't we get more road actors into Rotary? We don't ask. We don't expand our Rotary club because we don't ask them. We need to ask these young people to be involved. They will be the ones that are going to be supporting each and every one of us in the future. But let's think about the type of leaders that we would like to have in our community. They are the young people. Well, E stands for enthusiasm. I wish that you had a district governor-elect that was enthused. I wish you had a district governor-elect that was excited. And I wish you had a district governor-elect that had a vision. Fortunately, you do. You know, Ralph Emerson once said that success breeds success. The enthusiasm, desire. But you know, the only place I know that success comes before work is in the dictionary. We want to be successful. And we want to have a successful year. We need to have 365 successful days. But we're going to have to work at it. We cannot do projects if we don't work. We cannot raise money if we don't work at it. So if we want to have a successful Rotary year, and if we want to improve humanity around the world, then we've got to work at it and accept that challenge. And the challenge is that God gave each and every one of us a talent. And He intended for us to give that talent back to help someone else's life better. So Rotary is in the people business. That's who we are. That's what we are. That's why that we should work together as a team. Together, everyone achieves more. So I want to welcome you to the team for 2016-17. The team is going to show that Rotary serves humanity, and we're going to improve lives in our community and around the world, because in fact, Rotary is in the people business. Thank you very much. Congratulations. Good luck.